Alright. Well, it's about 8 something o'clock at night. I don't know if you can actually see me. But this is the Model X. This is the new version. I guess some of the older ones you could pull the camera out pretty easy. But the newer ones, I've been hearing that if you disconnect the camera and let it fall, and pull this whole strip off and let it hang, that it can cause recalibration issues where you need to have it recalibrated since it's changed positioning. That was after a long day of trying to figure out stuff, talking to multiple installers. So my workaround for doing this one person is installing this whole piece and then slitting it after it's in. Make sure this rail's all clean. You want to pull off this bad boy here. There's an alignment pin that lines up onto the mirror on the right side, on the right side of the car. But this will this is kind of velcroed, popped in there, so that'll pop down. And then there was a loose spot on this front edge, so I started to work that down. Be careful not to pull off the adhesive. I marred a little bit of it here, but this will cover it, so it should be good. So after I rolled from the bottom all the way up, I took my blade in here and I slid it, just ran all the way along that, and got to the top there, and then was able to work out some of the bigger fingers that were around the mirror, kind of let it slide in. That worked out pretty well. So basically everything that's pulled off here is the black center rail, the mirror, and this piece here. So the way this works out is that when this is in, slide your bone on the back side. Don't try and get it at the front, it'll just push in. If you get it at the back side, it'll allow these clips to pull out, and so they'll separate. And then this pops out, no big deal. And then this is going to be kind of hanging and loose. You want to work in from the front edges and pull back a little bit, gently. And there's 2 screws here that you're going to want to pull out. They're T10s. So pull those out, put them in a bag so you can hold on to them. They screw in right here. So once that goes out, then the mirror pops off. It's like a Dodge Ram style. So notice it's all kind of cocked this way. So turn the mirror to the right. You can unplug it. I recommend, go ahead and unplug it. That's plugged in here. And then slowly, gently turn it to the right, and it'll pop off. Once that's off, and the 2 screws on this one are off, this will slide back and pull out. And then those 3 pieces are out. So the mirror and then the housing that the mirror is in, those ones come off. You'll have some clips here, leave those in. Like I said, from what I've been hearing, is that these newer style, if these 2 cameras are disconnected and pulled down, you'll have some issues. So mirror's off, the housing's off, it's sitting basically like this. This piece here is up in there, covering it. Start working from one of the top edges. There's this piece on the outside, and it snaps around. You can kind of see it just kind of pinches underneath and holds on. So that gives you enough clearance that if you want to slip this down the center, basically all I did was I slid it down the center, got everything squeegeed up to that edge, and then I started at the top where the end of my film was, and ran my blade kind of at a real sharp angle in there, and ran it all the way down, and did the same thing on the other side. And it ought to give me plenty of hiding room once this plastic trim piece is back in. It's a real bear of a window to install on your own. I unrolled it, kind of leaned over, and then got it up above my head and let it fall back. I recommend this window is probably just a 2-person install. I don't have the size of glass that I think I need for I think it's 63 inches by 58 is really what you kind of want to cut off. but it causes for a little bit more contamination than I really am okay with on a normal window. But on one of these oversized windows with as much film as it is, doing it twice, it really kind of takes a toll on you, especially if you're answering phones, helping customers, calling other buddies to give you some advice. Since I've only done a few of these. This is my second one, but yeah, it's a Tesla Model X, and yeah, there's some spots where normally I'd not be real okay with, but there's only about 3, and they're real low on the window, so we're gonna let it slide, and should be good, considering the amount of time, energy, and money for this film. But yeah, like I said, recap, to remove the mirror on the Model X, you've got the 2 pieces here that are on there, and the mirror's obviously hanging off. Hit it from the back edge, and that'll pop off. This first piece will pop off. There's 2 T10s. Unscrew those, put them in a bag, hold on to them. Get this one and separate it. There's 2 metal clips on the sides here, but I just started working my way down, and these popped out. This came off once I removed the mirror, so the mirror has to go to the right. Don't pull on it, don't do anything crazy, because there's only about there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 T10s that are attaching that to this bracket. And the bracket's plastic. This bracket's plastic. The mirror mount is probably cast aluminum. So it looks like it's cast. Not real sturdy, and then it's attached to a very expensive windshield. So yeah, go nice and easy on that. It pops off fairly easy. Unclip it, pull that. On install, they started adding felt, it looks like, to this inside edge here. So I snuck some tape up, I think it's 1/4 inch tape, and snuck it up, ran a couple around there, and that really helped with contamination that would have happened. I taped all the way around to help out there. Wiped down that rail real well, and I mean there's a couple of little tiny spots right here where the adhesive is there that I kind of messed up when I was thinking about pulling the whole thing. So should be good. Good luck. Hopefully it doesn't take you all day to do like it did me. Hopefully you don't have phones to answer and customers to help. Then you can just install it, have fun, make that money. All right, later. Oh, this thing, get one of these, mandatory. Niro lighting, helps light up the back edges. I don't cut on the glass, so I just light that up. I mark it, use a marker, Sharpie, and then I go back my board and cut 1/2 of it, and then cut the other half. I do cut this edge here on the glass, so that way I know that's exactly where I want it to be, and I can tuck it back and hide it. But yeah, cool.